Well, for a third day, the judge overseeing Donald Trump's classified documents case will hear arguments on Trump's efforts to have the entire case dismissed. Yesterday, there was a tense exchange with a prosecutor as Judge Cannon heard arguments over whether or not to issue a partial gag order against the former president. And arguments were also heard as to whether special counsel Jack Smith was properly appointed in the case. So CBS News campaign reporter Katrina Kaufman is outside of the courthouse in Fort Pierce, Florida, with the latest. Delay, delay, delay. Every delay tactic in the book. What's on the agenda this morning?
Good morning, Anne Marie. So today there are going to be two hearings. The first one is actually a closed hearing, so the public and press will not be privy to it. It is about attorney-client privilege, and what they're going to be discussing is Trump wants audio notes barred that came from his former attorney, Evan Corcoran. This is actually very crucial evidence for the prosecution. Trump says it's protected by attorney-client privilege. The prosecution says that it should come in under what's called the crime fraud exception, which is when statements are made in furtherance of a crime. Then there's going to be another hearing in the afternoon that will be open to the press and public, and that one is about Trump's claim that he says when the FBI put together an affidavit to get their search warrant for Mar-a-Lago, which is when they got the boxes with all of the classified documents that are at the heart of this case, that they made misleading statements on the affidavit, and because of that, all of that evidence should be excluded. And specifically, it's a bit legally technical, but the judge is going to decide whether she's going to have what's called a Franks hearing, which is just a specific hearing that's to assess this type of legal issue. There's a really high bar for it, and there's a higher bar for excluding the evidence that Trump is asking for.
Okay, so let's talk about the arguments that the judge heard yesterday and about the pretty tense exchange. What were they talking about yesterday?
So yes, as you referenced, it was so tense in that courtroom. It was very contentious between Judge Cannon and then the attorney for the prosecution, David Harbach. For one, she did not seem that receptive to their arguments. And there was a point in the argument when she actually criticized the decorum of David Harbach in front of special counsel Jack Smith, who was sitting right behind him, and said that if he couldn't behave properly in her courtroom, that one of his colleagues could take up this motion. He ended up apologizing to her pretty profusely, but in terms of their actual arguments, what they want is, it's a little bit different than these gag orders that have been imposed on Trump in other cases. They're asking for a change to the terms of his bail release. So they want a modification to those conditions that limit his statements related to the FBI agents that are involved in this case, and specifically saying that he can't make comments that could put their lives in danger, because the prosecution is very worried about threats to them, particularly because they could be potential witnesses in this case as well. And the foundation of this is that when the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago, there's a standardized form that was part of that process. They say it's used in hundreds of searches across the country all the time, and it authorizes the use of deadly force, but only when necessary. Trump has taken these terms and said that the FBI came into Mar-a-Lago locked and loaded, essentially ready to assassinate him and his family. The prosecution says that the FBI actually coordinated with Trump to make sure that his family wasn't present and he wasn't present when they did the search. But all of this, they say, is putting the lives of these FBI agents in danger.
All right, Katrina, thank you.